but King Koopa finally won out. It looks like curtains for Mushroom Land.
And Venetian blinds, too.
It is a legend no one will forget. Everybody thought the Super Show was as bad as a Mario cartoon could be. And then, the sequel attacked. Deke was back! With the zaniest danger ever known, even more animation errors. With their useless Mario trivia, Delfino and Peach will watch every single episode and complete the Supershow Saga.
Yeah, I was in here. You weren't doing your homework.
Para-para. 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 Para-para.
Why are you singing Addams Family?
Because I was just watching that movie.
Okay.
I don't know, it's October. I was in an Addams Family mood. It's on Hulu right now.
The movie? There's a lot of Addams Family things.
Well, I did watch Addams Family Values the other day because it's on YouTube free with ads.
Okay. It's one of those weird movies that YouTube has,
yeah, most
slight
of the
rights
movies
of.
on YouTube, it's just like, I don't know if I want to watch that. And then it's like, Addams Family Values for free. And I'm like, ooh.
No,
That
one.
just made me want to watch the first one, which I don't remember where to watch the first one.
Okay.
The sequel to the animated one just came out. I'm thinking about seeing it. Not
Have
sure
you
yet.
seen either of the animated ones?
Well, I just watched the 2019.
Okay.
I'd also seen it in theaters. It's funny, I was watching it with Mom, and she's like, I think I've seen this. And I'm like, yeah, we went to the movies together.
What? I do not remember us going to the theaters.
Well, if it was during October, you were probably in school.
Okay.
Dad was chiming in tonight, and he was laughing pretty hard.
Mm-hmm.
I just love how dark that movie is.
What do you mean dark? Like the lighting is dark? Or the humor is dark?
The humor is very dark.
Very much so.
Anyway, hello and welcome to today's episode of Delfino and Peach's Supershow Saga. I am your co-host, Peach Supreme.
And I am the consecutive co-host, Delfino Darians.
Yay!
And a lot has happened today, but we're a little behind on the news. So today we're going to talk about the thing that absolutely nobody on the internet can stop talking about, which is the Mario movie casting.
Oh boy.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Oh boy.
And we're going to pick our most valuable paisanos from the movie casting.
Well,
because
it's funny that most people's consensus of the movies are, oh man, they keep getting all these celebrities to do the voices. And my consensus was, as soon as I saw it, I went, oh my god, Kamek is in the movie.
Kamek
is confirmed for the movie. And what I think a lot of people are passing on is that he's voiced by a very professional voice actor. Like, I took
very professional.
Very professional voice actor.
We're sleeping on him because we're awake to look at everybody else who
That's true.
Don't have much voice acting credits. To Chris Pratt's very tiny credit, he does have some voice acting credit as Emmett from the Lego movie. So he's not a complete first-timer.
That's true. A lot of people are like jumping straight to Star-Lord. I'm like, no, he's going to be more like Emmett. Which, my favorite thing that's come out of this is a bunch of people are taking clips from all these actors' previous movies and animating them with Mario people. And careers. It's so funny. It's so funny. I keep watching.
Some don't fit super great. Like, a lot of people trying to fit Mario as Star-Lord. It's like, no.
But then someone put Mario as Emmett, and it's like, oh, that with the bunk bed couch.
He'd want a bunk bed with Luigi.
We can all hang out together and be buddies. It's like that is absolutely a Mario.
We'll hang out together and be buddies. The real question is, do you think he's going to go back to those Brooklyn roots? Or do you think it's going to be something different?
I don't know. I think he's going to do a good job. A lot of people are poo-pooing everything.
I mean, they're poo-pooing him because it's like, okay, this might get me into a little hot water. He. But,
oh, you're talking about the politics behind it.
It's not so much the politics as it is the opinion pieces behind it. And it's that people are, I say this with good intentions, they're looking to find problems with Chris Pratt because it's not much of a substantial claim to say, I don't like Chris Pratt as Mario. And you go, well, why? And then you just say, because he's Chris Pratt. I don't like him. And it's like, well, what don't you like about him? So then you go searching for things not to like about him. And you do find some things that, are objectionable to common...
His character.
Oh, you mean his attitude?
Yeah, his attitude, his bleed. I don't know. Actors are actors. You can't put them on a pedestal. Everybody wants to do that.
Well, you can't. Either heroes
they're
die young or they become villains. I hear that every so often, and it's like, it's so true. It's like
very true.
When Sarah Zed had to go through all the Homestuck hussy business. It's like, dang, hussy, what happened to you? Is Toby Fox gonna end up the same way? I hope not. He's really eaten his whole humble butterscotch cinnamon pie. Toby Fox is great. But,
yeah.
Anyways.
I wanted to talk a bit more about Kevin Michael. No. He's that guy that's voicing Kamek. So, the big thing that we know him from is that in the Lilo and Stitch, he's Gantu. And he's been Gantu. And no, he's Gantu in everything.
Everything? Even the
everything.
Stitch, even the anime Stitch?
I'm not sure about the anime, because the anime might have done something different. But he's dubbed for animes, so I was looking at it. His original work was doing dubbing work for, like, Porco Rosso and early Ghibli stuff.
Was he the Porco Man himself?
I don't think so. I didn't recognize
Excuse me,
Mr.
Porco Rosso?
Another voice that you might recognize him in is that he does a lot of background voices.
Yeah,
he was in the Powerpuff Girls as the Boogeyman.
What? That's one of my favorite episodes.
Leave it all to Boogie! That episode is so good.
I mean, a lot of Powerpuff Girls early season episodes are so good. It's like we're going through and watching them, and I'm like, I love this one, I love this Buttercup one, I love this Glue one, I love them all, man.
Oh my god, I love them. Other things he's done is in, like, Kingdom Hearts and in the Lilo and Stitch, like, TV series, he does Cobra Bubbles. Like, he's not the regular Cobra Bubbles, but they get him to fill in. He does all the modern Sebastian appearances from The Little Mermaid.
Really? What happened to Sebastian's old voice actor? Are they not around anymore?
I guess it's that they're kind of famous, so they don't get, like,
they're too high profile.
People. Yeah, Kevin will do anything.
I mean, Kevin should be famous, but he seems like a very humble
he's done
face.
a lot of voice. He's done a ton of voice acting. Like, I guess the thing I was looking at was I've been looking into Lunatics Unleashed, and he voices Slam and Techie Coyote.
What does that mean?
So he voices the Taz guy. And the Wile E. Coyote guy.
And
he's Lord
Robert
Feldrake
Paulson
in The Legend of the Three Caballeros.
Okay.
He's done background work for just everything. Another big one.
I feel like he and Robert Paulson travel around together doing voices for the same things.
Perhaps.
Because Robert Paulson was also in Lilo and Stitch as Reuben.
I know, Reuben's so good. I guess the last one I wanted to mention that he did, which it's that in the Madagascar movies, King Julian's... Oh my gosh, I'm blanking on his name, and I made sure to write it down, and I forgot what it is.
Is it the little foot guy?
No,
or is it
more
his henchman?
It's his henchman guy.
Sorry,
so
not
he's
henchman.
Normally
right-hand man.
Yeah.
I know who you're talking about. He's got, like, the flat ears.
Yeah. So he's normally voiced by Cedric the Entertainer, but in the TV shows and all other, like, side appearances when they can't get Cedric, he's voiced by Kevin Michael Richardson. And so the clips that I've seen people taking for Kamek are from him. And I'm like, if he just does that for Kamek, it's perfect.
Whatever you want, Your Majesty.
Bring me this. Bring me this. Get me this. Get me this. Get me the heck out of here.
I'm done with this. So,
he's a royal pain in my keister.
So Kamek is definitely ranking high up there. Peach is really well known for one thing. I think it's funny because she's
more modern voice actor.
Yeah, we didn't know where Peach was from, but Mom did, because Mom
Yeah.
watched that chess show.
What was it? Queen's Gambit, I think.
Yeah, her whole
Something like
pose
that.
is standing with her giant eyes staring into your soul.
And then
the other
Luigi
one,
was
this
a
is
fun pick.
my personal favorite, is Luigi as Charlie Day.
For Charlie
To
Day.
which I didn't know who he was. I was like, oh, this guy's got a mustache.
What's your
He's
spaghetti
really
policy
cool.
here?
We can't let him stay in here. He's got to go. Okay, come on, we'll get him out. What kind of attractions do you like? Ghouls. He's literally
They really
the
picked
perfect
some.
embodiment
He's
of
really good.
paranoid Luigi. So
I'm excited
Charlie
to see
Day
Paranoid Luigi.
is from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, and his big memeable moment is that he
Pepe
is the
Sylvia.
Pepe Sylvia clone. I thought he was the guy with the coffee cup who was really worried during the Pepe Sylvia, but no, he is the Pepe. He's the Pepe man. And he's got all these other crazy lines. Like, this guy's perfect.
And then Jack Black is Bowser, and Jack Black is just great as everything. So
Jack Black also has that little bit of, he's done voice actor work before. He's
so good
veteran
at Kung Fu Panda
as Poe.
Yeah,
I think he's good as Kung Fu Panda because he's the everyman who's put down by things, but also he's been so beat up in life that nothing can really get him down. So when the one guy's trying to do the tension hitting moves, it's like you can't get through his skin.
No, stop.
Stop it! Stop! And they're like, why aren't you being affected by this? And it's like,
I would say
his most
recent
weight.
His most recent voice acting role is that he's actually in the new Psychonauts game. He sings in it. He's the Psy King.
What?
It's pretty cool.
I guess
I
Tim
haven't
Schafer
looked too close into the new Psychonauts because I don't know that much about the original, but I did watch that scene. It's pretty cool.
It's pretty.
I
know
think
about Psychonauts
cool.
is it's always on sale for like dirt cheap. They'll just give that game out for free. If we had a gamer PC, but we don't. We just have laptops that can barely run Cook Serve Delicious and Piku Niku.
We have laptops that have to be plugged in or else they explode.
That's yours.
Any other big voice actors you wanna?
Of course. Who's else is Donkey Kong?
Everybody just does the laugh. Although I did see, I think it's from The Hangover. Someone took a clip from The Hangover, maybe, with Donkey Kong, and I'm like, yeah, he does have a good Donkey Kong voice.
It's so weird because I'm very used to
the
Donkey Kong show.
Yeah, oh man, I can't wait till we watch some episodes of that.
I'm open to a different interpretation of Donkey Kong as a character. He can be a jock himbo, but he could also be, I don't know, a Seth Rogen-like character. The one, the college roomie that's always eating your food. Get out of here, Donkey Kong, you big monkey.
I don't know.
Oh,
the only really interpretations I see of Donkey Kong are that he's either a big dumb ape or like in the Mario Party games, he's like the nice Bowser.
He's the harbinger of justice in the Mario Party games.
He punches Bowser in the face in Mario Party 5.
It's great.
Who else do you want? Keegan-Michael Key is Toad.
Yeah. I
wonder if he's going to try to do the Toad voice.
I don't know what his plans are, but is he going to be all of the Toads?
That would be really funny. Oh my god!
How the minions are all one person.
I was thinking more along the lines of in the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory movie, where they just got the same guy to be the same Oompa Loompa over and over again.
I guess so.
It would just be super funny if all the Toads had the same voice. I would.
What's going on, Toad? Well, not much,
even
Toad.
Toadette. It's still Keegan-Michael Key as Toadette,
but it's pitched an octave higher.
Oh man. I made a mistake. I didn't grab any water. All my things are empty.
Okay, did you get my water bottle? Because I literally lost my water bottle this past night, and now you're
Which
holding
one? Your
that
water
looks
bottle or the turkey?
No, no, just a regular plastic bottle,
Okay.
but I do love the turkey.
Oh, the
We
turkey's
should get
great.
we should prep the turkey for another episode.
For those of you at home, the turkey is our affectionate name for a water bottle I have where when you drink out of it, it makes a gobbling noise.
Yep.
I got it in high school and it would drive my teachers insane.
It would. Okay, so there is
We should probably
something
talk
else.
about this episode.
Wait, before we do, I will
Okay.
say the casting choices, not the casting choices, but the character choices have me a little bit confused because I, for one, am very saddened at the lack of Wario in this movie. Talk about a perfect rival character to Mario.
Maybe he'll show up at the
Wario!
end for an end credit thing.
Maybe him and
I think
Waluigi show up together.
I just want a
plotting
WarioWare
evilness.
TV show.
We just need a TV show for them. Just
I
something
don't know,
like that.
but you can glean a few details about the movie from the casting choice. Like,
Such as
the fact that Cranky Kong is in the movie and Kamek are both in important roles, and Foreman Spike. Like, the three of them heavily insinuate that this is, like, an origin story.
they might show up in like half flashback.
Or they could do flashback. I don't know. We're gonna get
See, you're
some
thinking
sort of
there's going to be a lot of
origin story.
Yoshi time.
I don't think it's going to be a lot of Yoshi time, but I think it's going to be, I guess, kind of like the original anime Mario movie, you know, the one I'm talking about.
Ducky, 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 do it. Genie, bishy, bashy, rock and roll. That one?
Do your best. Yeah, that one.
Okay. It's been a while since we've seen that one. But that one's also just a funny oddity, because the only characters that are really themselves in it are Mario, maybe Bowser, maybe
Yeah.
Peach. That's it.
Luigi
Everything else
acts
is
like
weird.
Wario.
Luigi acts like a shrew. What's going on, Luigi?
Like, hey, Mario, I want the money.
Come on, Mario, we're running a business here. We can't just go out chasing princesses. I want to sell that diamond. Give it to me. I was like, no, I can't. It's for true love.
Alrighty, it's time to go up, and away from this subject.
It is.
Because we're going up, in a Koopa. Whatever that
in
means.
a Koopa. Written by Ralph
up.
Gorin.
Past the heavy
And a
side
Koopa.
layer.
Oh, what about that heavy side layer?
I don't know.
This is the second time cats has come up this week.
I just love cats.
It's not
Meow.
even you that brought up cats the first time. It was Mom. She was like, I showed the kids at school Magical Mr. Mistopheles.
Oh, it's so good.
Well, if you're going to show them a song, that's a good one. You would rather do Rum Tum Tugger.
Yeah, I think Rum Tum Tugger is just the big energy number for that movie. Film. Play.
Rum Tum Tugger is a terrible bore.
I love that line.
He's a terrible bore. He doesn't do anything. And then later Rum Tum Tugger sings the Mr. Mistopheles song for him.
They just like to tease each other.
Truly, watching that movie with in the modern age. It's not the movie. Watching the Broadway production in the modern age is like, oh yeah.
It's just how cats are, you know?
Cats just, they love and they hate. Speaking of musicals, what was it? The musical Splaining podcast. Watch Little Shop of Horrors.
Oh, I love that movie.
That's a fun one. And they mentioned how even though it requires puppetry,
Shop of
it's really
Horrors.
popular for off-Broadway more than it is on Broadway. It's like, yes, it is.
I guess we can kind of tie that into this because did they ever talk about it on the Hard Drive podcast that the voice of Audrey 2
They might have brought it up.
is the voice of Mother Brain and Captain N?
And they didn't do much else besides that, which is a crying
pretty much.
shame. Because there's the best saucy voice you could possibly get.
But oh, wait a minute.
Okay, I know we need to start the episode, but I did remember one last thing about the Mario movie. These casting choices aren't the worst. I understand that the post-Shrek world requires celebrity voices to voice act in movies. However,
It's really the post-Aladdin world, but you know.
yeah, I mean, Shrek was the one to standardize it. Aladdin was the first to test the waters. If I were to pick Mario voice actors,
Oh boy.
I would go for...
You would pick Vinny.
I'd pick Vinny Vinesauce for people that are alive, because he does a really good one. Clean it all out, Luigi. But
Mario!
But if I were to pick a brotherly duo, one of which isn't around anymore, I would pick the two guys from Car Talk, Click and
Yes.
Clack, the Tappet Brothers. They're perfect for the role.
They are perfect.
They are
I just
very
hope the movie
perfect.
encapsulates that brotherly role.
Yeah. That's the thing about Chris Pratt, is that I feel like he gives a very independent energy.
Mhm.
I'm looking for...
They're bros!
They're
brothers!
bros! They're brothers! And that was something that Bob Hoskins brought to Mario in the Mario animated movie, too. Sorry, not the animated movie, the live-action movie.
I see.
Was a very grounded Mario. Like, he's more interested in the current world.
He had his experience from Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Yeah, but then
John
also...
Leguizamo was just weird.
He was just weird. He was like all the energy. I think that the energy needed to be balanced between them. I'm talking.
He was
like
just too young.
Energy. Yeah, and
We
Bob
need Danny
Hoskins
Wells.
is a bit old, maybe so. But yeah, we need them to be similar age, which is what the Click and Clack brothers are, and they need to have that Brooklyn accent.
The current Mario canon is that they're twins.
Yeah, I like that they're twins. I'm like Travis Touchdown in No
Big
More
little
Heroes.
brother. Are they twins? Yeah. Okay, I'll let them live.
So if they're twins, they can't be super far apart. They can be far apart in maturity, but not in physical appearance.
Mhm.
Why is Mario the father figure to Luigi? No. Nuh-uh.
No.
Anyways, those are my final thoughts.
What are your thoughts on Up and A Koopa?
I feel like they crammed in as many high-flying puns as they could, to the point where they were running out at the end.
Dear God, there's so many. To the point where at one point the princess just gets tired of them and goes, "Oh my God, this is too many puns. We need to stop." And then they just continue on with the puns.
Stop. They do. So this episode was written by Ralby Gorin. Hiccup. He wrote for Mario 3 before. He wrote Toddler Terrors of Time Travel. And in the Super Show before,
I feel like
he wrote
that was also another pun-heavy episode.
And then in the Super Show, he wrote Mario's Magic Carpet.
He just really likes this using wordplay.
He's a man that's all about wordplay.
And not really
that's all I have written
plot.
down for him. Oopsie.
You know, I'd say out of all those, this is probably his best episode.
You think this is better than Toddler Terror?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Toddler Terror is just bizarre.
It's too bizarro.
I love it, but it's very bizarro.
Okay.
This we're starting with some breakfast at Toad's.
Yes, Toad is preparing some healthy bran for Toadstool. What is healthy bran?
Well, I guess like bran flakes. Although it looks more like lima beans. And the princess is like, "I thought we were having bran." And he's like, "Well, I was out of bran, so I made you some wholesome hay."
Wholesome hay!
It's like we've gone from like an actual food to like barn fuel.
You're eating like a cow today, princess. Learn to eat how the commoners do.
Dear God, she owns an entire kingdom and she can't get a decent breakfast. At least the Mario Bros are eating like
But the Mario Bros got the decent... I think what happened was she wanted to be proactive and healthy.
She wanted to be healthy and it's like, "Oh, I don't want to eat pancakes.
Here's what you get for being healthy."
And Toad's like, "I don't have anything healthy. I'm a swinging bachelor.
I eat ice cream for breakfast. What do you expect?
I usually go to the donut shop."
Oh, donuts. Those are my. I've been learning to love donuts. Sometimes at the breakfast menu, they'll have a donut, and I'm like, oh,
I've just written down so many lines for this episode. There's so many good lines.
I didn't have as many lines.
Like Mario just goes, "Well, at least the pancakes look edible," which is just like, ouch.
But
And Luigi goes, "Yeah, they're really light."
Hold on. The pancakes do not look edible, though. The pancakes look like sandcakes covered in molasses.
I thought they looked like likes. Do you remember that one? Do you remember that one Brawl in the Family comic with the like stack?
No.
So it's
Was
that
it where a like ate a like?
No, it's one of those Kirby comics where Kirby goes pancakes and he eats the stack of pancakes, and then Navi shows up and goes, "Hey, Link's missing his shield. Have you seen it?" And then Kirby just goes,
burp. Oopsie. So the molasses also just makes me think of the Great Molasses Flood. Where they talked about where
we don't have time to go on all these anecdotes.
Dang it! It's that the narrator talked about how he thought molasses was syrup and he poured it all over his pancakes and he took a giant bite and immediately spit it out because it was disgusting.
Molasses is not syrup.
It's not syrup. So Luigi is so happy to eat these pancakes that he dies and ascends into heaven. And that was my only recollection of this entire episode, is the gif of Luigi eating the pancakes and ascending into heaven.
Play the gif. Play the gif.
I'll see if I can find it.
Well, if anything, Toad's gonna need some new dishes because not only is Luigi flying to the ceiling. Not only does Luigi fly to the ceiling, but everything else in the house also does.
Yes, everything is repealing the law of gravity.
Shatter. Somebody's repealed the law of gravity. Oh my!
It's a good line from Toad. I mean, if the dishes are pretty darn fragile.
They are.
Like,
the silverware is fine. So's the table, thank God. Tables are expensive. Yeah. Like the dishes, whatever. He can just go get some plastic plates or something. But like, at least his table's okay.
All we need are the table. It's so sad to eat without a table.
So it's not only just the things in Toad's house; it's the entire neighborhood. There goes the
flying up.
So it's really interesting. Like the mushroom houses are getting like pulled up by the roots, and you can like kind of see the roots when they pull up from the ground. It's really interesting.
Ooh. Also, I noted that the magic tractor beam that's making everything float was built by Kooky. I think Goran here really likes Kooky, because both detailed Kooky making an invention.
True, and Koopa messing up the invention.
Exactly.
It's just how it goes.
Sounds like Ralphie.
So today, Kooky
stuff at home.
Today, Kooky has invented the Kooper Duper Razor Upper.
It's Koopa Dupa.
It's Koopa Dupa. Kooky truly is the number one son.
Yes, he is told that once more in this episode that he is, in fact, the number one son. And he says...
I just love how Koopa will insult all his other children, but then with Kooky, he's like, Kooky, my boy, you truly are the number one son.
But he does insult Kooky. He's like, but even if you don't look great, your inventions.
No, you don't look smart.
It's like, why are you so mean to Kooky's looks? And I theorized,
he hasn't brushed his hair in 12 years or however
This is not
old
a full
he is.
theory, but I think it's a fun fan theory, if you will, that Kooky had absolutely no hair care, and then one day he woke up and was like, my hair is a mess, and suddenly he started taking super good care of it. It would line up with
maybe it's just that
how much he loves his hair.
That
now.
he fixes. True, he fixes up his hair when he's in public, but when he's by himself, it's just an afro.
It's frizz. It's a buffer.
That's just how it goes. God, it was so humid this morning. Like there was fog when I was driving to work.
Yeah, we got fog warning.
Yeah, whenever it's foggy like that, my hair just turns into a bush.
Mine does too. Mine's been having this buffer of frizz around it. It's so annoying. Mom gave me the moof, but I haven't used it yet. Anywho, So Koopa's plan this episode is very entitled to legal jurisdiction issues because they're using jurisdiction laws to legally own the Mushroom Kingdom by moving it to Skyworld and conquering Skyworld. Therefore, they own two kingdoms with one conquering.
That's true. So, Skyworld is ruled by Emperor Ed.
Ed, yeah.
Ed.
That's who I heard.
Ed. All right, Double D.
Ed. Well, he's not Double D. He's the one Ed. And also, Emperor Ed does not seem very aerial to me. It's like this guy's in charge of the Sky World.
He just looks like a toad.
Yeah, he's just a regular old toad who's located in the sky.
What about the wizard guy that was in the Toad episode?
What about him?
In the Totally Magical Adventure.
Yeah, what about the wizard?
Wasn't he the king? Is there a king of Skyworld? And he had, like, the snail? Am I losing my mind? I don't know.
Was he a king or was he a wizard?
Maybe he was like a duke or something.
I think we found an overall plot hole in the story. Oops.
Because I was like, this guy doesn't seem like... You're like, he doesn't seem like he belongs in Skyworld. And I'm like, didn't they design someone for Skyworld? I mean, we had, like, King Windbag in the Iceland.
Mm-hmm. It's weird.
I don't know.
So...
I don't know, but his people are very revolting.
They're very revolted.
My people will revolt.
They're
very revolting people. I love that joke.
This is terrible. So, the Koopa and Kooky are not hearing any of what this guy has to say. And we go back to Mario and the crew flying away in a purple house.
Which apparently is Toad's house now. It's only purple for this scene.
Yeah, but how did it turn purple?
I don't know.
What
maybe
did they confuse
maybe
it
the
with?
Razor Upper gave it some sort of thing. I don't...
There
are many plot holes in this episode.
So many plot holes. And Toadstool's like, we need to turn this off before I hit the ceiling. And it's too late, Toadstool. She immediately hits the ceiling.
She's already hit the ceiling. It's weird to me how when everyone's levitating, they keep hitting the ceiling. And it's like, but if everyone's levitating, including the house, then shouldn't they all just be, like, normal in the house?
Bouncing
or
around?
Just like, floating in the house? Like, why are they, like, all stuck on top of the house? Is it because they're lighter than the house?
I've literally been taking dynamics about this, but are you saying that if an elevator is going up and you throw and you are in the elevator, the gravity keeps you down, pushed onto the elevator, but you're raising with it. But if you turned gravity off, then it would be less of a everything goes up and more of a everything loses its place and just is not bound by anything and starts floating. It's like in space.
I don't know. It's acting more like that one bit in Mary Poppins where they're all having a tea party on the ceiling.
Oh yeah, the upside down party.
No. The I Love to Laugh bit in the original.
Okay. One of the worst songs in Mary Poppins. I say this as someone who loves Mary Poppins and especially Feed the Birds. Don't make me go through that I Love to Laugh song. Anywho, we are going out, as we look out the window, we see all these different toads still carrying on with their daily lives.
I know, it's like, this won't stop our routine.
Dorothy-looking toad doing her laundry, and I think this is the first womanly toad we've ever seen, because any other women toad we've seen have been
We've seen a few.
Purse-clutching old lady toads.
I guess.
They haven't been feminine, like...
I was curious as to if the toad riding a bicycle past the window was a Wizard of Oz joke.
Okay, maybe it was. There's this fit biking toad. I wasn't thinking that at all. I was just thinking, this toad is so fit. Are you telling me that if Toad really trained, he could get lean?
I don't know. It's just the bit of we're flying up. We're in a house looking out the window and people are just doing like mediocre stuff. And it's like,
doing normal things.
That's just like the Wizard of Oz scene.
I guess so.
Oh well. But here comes the ice cream man.
Oh yeah! And you know what Luigi thinks? He needs to get
Tell him I'd like a root beer float. And so before Luigi can laugh at his own joke, the princess goes, Luigi,
He
please.
actually does.
We're trying to
he
be
does
serious.
a little quiet laugh, and Luigi's the only one laughing at his own joke.
It reminds me of that. It was a few episodes ago, the one where Luigi makes a joke about tanks, and then Mario just goes, Luigi, this isn't the time to joke, and then he proceeds
This
to
is
make a pun
serious.
himself. And it's just like, what, Luigi's the only one not allowed to make puns? Literally everyone is making puns in this episode, but we're gonna call Luigi out for it.
We are. And how many floating jokes do we have left? Is this the next
Many,
statement? Because
apparently. At least
we have so
we're barely through half the
many.
episode. There's still so many left to go.
So we cut back to Koopa and Kooky. And Koopa's like, this is taking too long. I'm bored. Let's
I
ramp
want
it
to
up.
break everything.
So then he just pulls the overdrive switch on the
on
the tractor
the
beam.
razor
And
upper.
Kookie's like, Dad, what are you doing? You're ruining the plan. So the Emperor starts complaining.
Now it's a real downer.
It's a real downer. And you know what's also a downer is that I can't hear the Emperor over all of these sound effects going.
Oh my gosh. It's fine. He's only just saying more puns.
Good. Don't need to hear any more of those. So then suddenly the Emperor Ed defies the laws of physical matter because he flies.
We do a lot of that in this episode.
He flies through the glass window.
He'll be fine. He has a lot of body mass.
Turn into the 4D man, and then Koopki just screeches, Emperor Ed for the Koopa Coop! What are we gonna do?
Oh my gosh!
Ah!
Ah!
I wonder how much we're peeking the mic right now. Probably a lot. Anyways, yeah, Kooky just gives out this shrill scream, and Koopa's like, oh, whatever. Fix the machine, Kooky. Never mind how I broke it. Just fix it up
It's
so I can break it
obviously
again.
your fault, so you should fix it.
It's your fault because you didn't make it unbreakable by my standards.
You
so
should have known that
fix
I
it
was
up.
gonna break it. Come on, Kooky. You've known me your whole life.
This feels like the kind of logic a cat would have.
Oh my gosh.
Why'd you put it up on the pedestal? You know I had
You
to
knew
knock
I
it
was
down.
gonna knock it down.
You put the camera in front of me, and you talked with the camera. You know I'm gonna eat the camera.
Zara.
Zara!
Zara. So Emperor What's-His-Face is falling out the... Shoot.
He's sliding out the window.
It's so late. It's my fault. But it's so late.
Okay. You're right. I was like, Peach, come on, let's record.
Sorry.
You go, I'm busy. Then I talked to Dad. Dad
I
says,
decided to
she's
watch a
watching an
movie."
Addams Family movie. I go, what's happening?
I was like, I could do Inktober and take my notes while I'm watching the movie, and I did not.
That's like 3 things at once.
I know, and I didn't do any of them except for watch the movie.
So because Koopa he broke the Super Cooper Upper Dupper
Super Trooper, whatever.
Super Koopa, everything returns perfectly back to where it was before.
Including a giant bed.
Yeah, as the king's falling through the bed, he breaks the top sheet.
I've heard of falling asleep, but this is ridiculous.
Have you ever seen a bed with the top sheet part, or is that only in cartoons?
It's a very old-fashioned thing. They don't really do that anymore.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, the
It
most
was
recent
very
thing I can
strange
think
to
of
me.
is Toradora, but that's about it. And that was an anime, so...
That doesn't count. It was cartoon. So then nothing bad will ever happen again, says Toad right before he is squashed to death.
He is murdered.
Toad murder.
He has become the pancake.
I drew that down too!
Ah! He just goes
So-
completely flat. Oh my gosh. For the king of
So-
Skyworld or whatever, he certainly is heavy.
Hefty, hefty, hefty. So the king crashes down onto Toad, and the princess is pretty darn diplomatic. She's like, "Oh, hello, king. I wasn't expecting
Nice of
visit
you
from
to drop by.
Well, I wasn't either. So
Bum. I feel like this episode just needs like a rim shot. Like every time someone makes a joke, it goes bum. Except for that one time Luigi fails at the joke, and then the princess goes, "Enough with the rim shot."
stop it! No, stop that! Stop that! We're not having any music right now.
Stop the music! What are we doing, Mario?
So Ed immediately rats out Koopa's plan. He just tells it right back to them verbatim. And so
I was surprised they
Mario
didn't figure out it was
decides
Koopa the whole
that
time.
so Mario and Luigi decide that they're gonna go up and they're gonna bring Koopa down. And Luigi has this sad face when Mario's implying that they're gonna kill Koopa.
We're gonna moid him.
We gotta moiter him, Luigi. We've had enough. So they start grinding for leaves because they've deforested this area.
It's so weird. It's like they're breaking all the blocks. They're like, well, we can't find any leaves. And
Our
it's like,
chances are so low. These
man.
drops should be higher.
It's like I thought they had a whole field of fire flowers, but I guess
Maybe those just only grow.
I guess leaves don't grow on trees. Bum ching.
Ching, except they do.
Anyway, luckily they find the last 2 leaves in the forest and get raccoon pow.
Oh, I heard it was mushroom pow.
You know, I had to read it. Sorry, I had to watch that scene a couple times to get it. They say
words.
raccoon and then they kind of slur the pow bit, and then once they land on the ground, they go
Power. Okay, I heard mushroom pow.
I also thought they said mushroom power, and then it's like, no, they said
not even picking up mushrooms. We've never seen a mushroom besides toads as a power-up. The only power-ups have been fire flowers, invincibility stars, frog suits.
That's very true. I guess it would be weird to have small Mario and regular Mario.
It would be very weird. You never see small Mario. So Toadstool and Toad say that they're going to stay back and tie everything down so that it won't be lifted up with the levitation. And I immediately noted, if the fences went up with the levitation ray, what's stopping tying things down from, stopping it from
What's this
away?
flimsy rope gonna do?
It's just going to be another thing to pick up.
So apparently there's no other way to get the Sky World except for Mario and Luigi carrying the king by the armpits.
Manual flight, and he's a real pain to carry back up at first.
Literally, they're like breathing heavy. They're like,
we're not making
no wonder he flattened Toad. Like, they barely make it up, and they go, alright, this is your stop. And they just drop him straight on the edge of the tower. They're like, alright, we're done. Bye, Emperor, and whatever.
They drop him right where his family jewels are kept, and they don't look back.
He goes, oh, okay, bye.
So, Mario and Luigi, again, break the law of physical matter, and they face through the windows. I think these windows are just holograms, because
perhaps
it's just so easy to go through them. So, Mario and Luigi jump into the Doom ship, which has been flying around, and they immediately are caught like sewer rats, and their powers are immediately taken away.
It's their fault for jumping immediately under the cage, which has been lifted up.
It was like, how high
they really repaired that floor very fast. And the time it took for Kooky to soup up the Kooper Duper Razor Upper with 10 times the original power.
Maybe that's what the Monty Moles were doing. They're like
maybe after his dad sorted it out, he was just like, all right, I'm going to fix it. And I'm going to fix it so that you can't break it again.
Don't break it again!
It's got 10 times power. Don't try to move it, because I promise it's 10 times power.
So, also, Mario and Luigi, they're talking and they're holding onto the cage with their hands. The layering during all this is so very busted.
At one point, it looks like they're grabbing the window bars, but it's like, aren't they in the cage? I don't know.
Someone on the layering team today was just dead asleep. They were driven mad by all of the puns and had to leave. So Koopa has said a zillion times before that the mushroom people will rise up and revolt.
I thought he said a zillion times before that he's won. Like he's jinxing himself, but he's like, it's not a jinx because I'm actually doing it this time.
Oh yeah, I know we've been through this 1,000,000 billion trillion times.
So despite
Like
the
52
princess's
factorial.
despite the princess's best efforts, everything goes up. Except for the
The
pegs.
straps didn't work.
The pegs are still in the ground, but everything else went up.
Huh. I didn't notice that. And also, the Zappy Ray is stealing all of the frame rate from Koopa as he's talking because his frame rate drops to single digits. I'm usually not one to complain about frame rate, but this is ridiculous.
Oh my gosh. Look, it's hard to lift everything on frame and also make Koopa talk at the same time.
It's just the timing officer was
The
also
frame rate
asleep.
hasn't been this bad since we went to Hawaii with those slow waves.
Ooh. So Mario and Luigi, they're trying to outwardly plot a way out of this cage. So there's a Monty Mole.
It's a Rocky.
A Rocky Wrench guarding the.
I still love how
cage.
Vaz said he thought they were bones.
Apparently, Hans thought the same thing, that they were all bones.
Oh,
I mean, if there's dry bones, you could just recycle them and use them as weapons. Use them as bone
That's so
weapons.
harsh. So, they're trying to make their way out of the cage by bribing.
Yes, with a yummy fudgy bar from Mario's trousers.
We're bribing him with a fudgy bar, spelled with a J.
You know that fudgy bar is partially melted and like.
No, that fudgy bar's looks good.
It's gotta be good.
Has he just been sitting on it the whole time? Does Mario just always have a fudgy bar with him?
You know it's a disgusting fudgy bar that hasn't been touched in 2 months.
Oh my god. And so Luigi's like, maybe we could like borrow your wrench, please?
Just to hold it. We miss it. So the Rocky Wrench gets really annoyed and he throws his wrenches at the Mario Bros. And this part where the bros squatted and jumped at different parts, it reminded me of Superstar Saga. How you don't just jump at the same time for both bros. You do different timing.
That was a very nice synchronous jump. Well, I guess desynchronized.
Well, it was synchronous in that they each did the same thing, but they did it in different timings.
Mm-hmm.
Asynchronous, you might say. Anyways,
we'll see if we invite him on our next plumbing job. He sounds so upset.
He's so very upset. You're out of the plumbing group, buddy.
I feel like by this point in the series, Walker Boone has really like accepted his role as Mario. He's been getting pretty good at it.
He is the Mario. So Mario and Luigi are kind of at odds ends. They can't do much. So we go back to Peach and Toad.
So they've just decided to give up on Mario and Luigi.
Yeah. Well, they think they haven't been back. I don't think they're doing too hot, Toad.
So Peach is like, all right, so it's time for my secret weapon. So somewhere in the basement of her castle, they have two magic
Kingdom
P-wings.
vaults. Yeah, it's the first time we've seen P-wings.
I don't think we see P-wings ever again.
Okay. Well, they're national treasures.
It's true. In the game, you can only get them through those, like...
being bad? Or is it the treasure?
No,
Bingo?
you get it on the overworld. So you have to, like, bring one into a stage.
Okay.
But they're very rare.
Oh, the train's going off. Do you hear the train?
So we didn't hear the phone, but you heard that train? Okay.
I don't know. You might not hear the train. The train is here.
The train is late.
So we have to cut back to Koopa because he does it again, Peach. He overtaxes the Ray again.
Oh my.
It being 10 times the power is not great enough. It needs to be 11 times the power right now, right this second. And then Kookie's like, Dad, we've already been through this. This is not a good idea. And Koopa goes, I'll learn to live a little, Kookie. Turn it full blast.
Just make it crazy.
Just make it crazy. So we go back to Peach and Toad. I don't know why this cutaway had to be here. I feel like they could have moved this Koopa and Kookie scene to be after the Mario scene, and then we just had consecutive Peach and Toad scenes. But we go back, and the music here, this is the first time I've really recognized the background music. It's pretty darn funky. Did you notice it?
I was kind of like zoning out during this part.
Oh my goodness. You were just like Toad because he can't stop complaining about how much trash Peach is putting in her basement.
I mean, no wonder Peach always wants to go to Toad's house if her house is such a pack rat dungeon.
And Peach gives a really good line read. She goes, Look, Toad, you think I got time to clean? I'm running a whole kingdom here, buddy. What do you think I'm doing?
You think I have time to rule a kingdom and take out the garbage?
You know that's not the case.
I mean, we aren't at that episode yet. Never mind.
That comes later. Anywho, but I'd say that honestly, Toad is in the wrong for being mad at Peach. I don't even think it's her trash. I think it's just all the stuff her family left behind after
Probably.
generations of ruling. There's just a lot of stuff in the basement. You haven't gotten around to cleaning it out yet. So yeah, it's all built up.
Got some skeletons in our closet.
Fortunately, all of the junk is flying away to reveal the answer.
Yeah, Koopa really messes up his own plot in this episode.
Yeah, he just revealed the answer.
It's like if he hadn't have been everything out of the castle, then they would never have found what they call it. I don't know. I think both Peach and
the
Toad
P-wings
for it.
But Toad has the letter P tattooed on his chest now.
I wrote that too. It's just really funny because the princess just has hers like instead of her brooch.
Mm-hmm. It's the P.
And then Toad, it's just like on his bare chest.
Yeah, he got it tattooed. So Toad goes, I'm so embarrassed. And Peach goes, come on, Toad. It's not like this show has millions of views. This is one of the less popular episodes. It only has hundreds of thousands of views.
It's not like this is The Ugly Mermaid.
Which has 6 million views for some reason.
Apparently.
So don't be embarrassed, Toad.
He's good.
So Mario and Luigi are looking out the window and they're so very upset. And Mario goes, oh, it's curtains for the Mushroom Kingdom.
Then a pair of curtains flies by. Luigi goes, and Venetian blinds.
I feel like Mario meant to say something else, but then the curtains distracted him and he said curtains. That happens to you a lot, that I'll be saying something out loud and then you'll be texting someone else and you text what I'm saying.
I've done that so many times.
And you go, wait, I didn't mean to send that. Sorry. Why am I texting about earrings? I don't wear earrings. This is weird.
I'll do that at choir. If I try to write stuff at choir and I'm trying to sing, I'll accidentally start singing when I'm writing.
Oh, Luigi!
Whoa, Luigi!
That's just Carol the Wah. Wah, 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 wah.
Yeah, wow.
But I love the Venetian blinds. Luigi's got a good taste for not architecture, but interior designs. To know that they're called Venetian blinds. I just call them the wooden blinds. So Kookie looks incredibly sleep deprived now. Because he's just having to put up with his dad for so long. And Koopa is letting the people know with his terrible sound system, you need to surrender to me right now.
I think it's funny how he has 4 different sets of speakers and they're all the same except for the 4th one, which is a megaphone.
I did not
It's like
that.
Really they took the effort to animate 1 different speaker but then left the other 3 the same.
Maybe that one was a replacement speaker. One of the Koopa kids broke it, and they're like, "Dad'll never notice. We'll just put this megaphone on top. It'll
Oh
be
my,
fine."
it's
So,
fine.
so these 20 denizens of the sky world will not give in to Koopa.
They are very revolting.
They're very revolting. So Kooky then sets the ray to
You tell him,
chaos
man.
mode. There you
Chaos
go,
mode.
Dad. Chaos mode just
I
means
just love how like the citizens are just yelling things, and one of them just goes, "You tell him, Ed."
you tell him, Ed. Emperor Ed, you say it. We
They
love
don't call him
you.
emperor or anything. They're just like, "Go, hey, dude."
You know what? If there's only
Tell
20
him.
people living in Skyworld, it's probably a really close communal community, and they don't think of him as the emperor. He's just Ed.
Said,
He's the friend. So it is now finally song time, and this song time is fine.
"Up in the air." It's a
Swinging
very chill
around.
song, which
I
it
would not
works for
call
what
it
they're doing.
chill. I would call it a very Mary Poppins like song.
It makes me think of the underwater theme, but they're in the sky. But I guess they're
So it's a
swimming through the
waltz.
sky because there's no gravity. So
Yeah. So the chaos mode just means that everything is going to fly in patterns now.
we're gonna stack all the mushroom houses on top of each other. We're gonna throw
Yeah,
apples at
Toad
everybody.
Totem Tower.
Everybody's gonna float.
We're gonna throw an apple into the mouth of Ed. Stuff him like a pig.
We're gonna take
It's
the
so
revolt
scary.
out of the toads. They all give up.
It's crazy. But Peach and Toad successfully sneak in because they don't expect Peach and Toad to take matters into their own hands.
I
And
just love
come
how
and board the
Toad
ship.
doesn't quite have a handle on the P-wing, so he's just kind of like spinning around like, "Whoa!"
He's got a low. I feel like he doesn't weigh too much, so he'd be very vulnerable to blow around in the wind.
Perhaps.
He's
I thought
not
maybe
as
like
grounded.
he was affected by like some of the rays from the picker-upper or whatever it's called.
Well, if that were the case, then Peach would be too. I
Well,
think he's
Peach has
just
a better
low weight,
handle on.
and he's all wah. So Toad and Peach sneak into the building while Koopa's given a speech on his terrible mic system. Toad goes, "Hey, Rocky Wrench, say hello to my super muscles and this giant magnet."
Where did he get the giant magnet? Also, where are
It
they in
came-
the Koopa cruiser where they're not in eye or earshot of Koopa?
I don't know. Koopa's sound system is so bad. It reverberates all in the room and nowhere else. So I did like this in terms of theming. I say theming of the episode, which is that this whole episode, Koopa has been taking advantage of the non-gravity to disempower everyone else in the Mushroom Kingdom, and Toad has twisted that back around and used magnets to make the Rocky Wrench fly into the air by holding his wrenches. It's like, dang, you've just turned the tables with not the same method, but you've gotten the same results with a different method. That's fun.
The scientific method.
So, scientific method. So, Peach
So,
and Toad
Mario comes up
rescue
with
Mario and
a plan.
Luigi. Yeah, because they're like, "Oh, look, there's your house, Toad. It's yellow now. That's weird." Toad's like, "Man, if I'd known it was going to come up here, we should have just chilled inside it and flown up along." And he's like, and Mario goes, "You know, Toad, let's go to your house right now. I've got an idea."
Let's take the
Entire
Cooper Duper
machine.
Razor Upper because no one's watching it now because I guess Koopa
I
doesn't
think
need
earlier
it
they
anymore.
had mentioned that they put the ray on auto mode, and they were more
They put it on
preoccupied with.
chaos mode.
Well, they put it on auto after the chaos mode, I
True.
think.
I guess.
But
Koopa's too busy
Mario
gloating
and
to pay
Luigi
attention.
can just steal the entire machine, which, how do you even get it into the house?
I thought it was
Who
bolted
carried
to the
it?
floor.
Who carried it? What happened?
I don't know. Who cares?
So
They're just
they
in their
steal the
house
machine
now.
back, and they neutralize the anti-gravity rays. And also, they used the
I really
exact
love
same
how
animation of
Koopa-
everything setting back
That's
into
true.
place. But you were
They
saying...
do reuse it. I really love this bit where it's that Koopa's gloating and then Mario just kind of like floats across the sky and he goes, "Screw you, Koopa!
Screw you!
You're just like father!
You never do anything!"
You'll never be anything."
So, I think
Where were we?
They shoot the Zappy Ray. First, they shoot the Zappy Ray back at Koopa to get revenge, and they force him out of the place.
Yeah,
But
their plan is to yawn a bunch and fall asleep. No, their plan is to levitate the Doom ship back to Darkland, which it's like, aren't they? You just yawned. Aren't
it's
they like?
alright.
It's a flying battleship. How are they levitating? Oh well, whatever. They don't even show that bit. They're
The
just like,
point
yeah,
is
it
that the Doom
happened.
ship
Whatever.
goes
It's
away.
gone.
Now,
Bye.
Luigi's brain is back to being hungry.
He really wanted those pancakes.
He wanted those pancakes with molasses on them. He was dying for them. And Luigi just stabs
He's like,
the pancakes.
where was I? Because
Okay.
Mario's like, well, you were just taking a bite of pancake and flying to the ceiling. And he's like, well, this time I'll make sure I'm too heavy to float. And this time everyone enjoys Luigi's joke because it's the right to make it.
He's allowed to make a joke now.
I missed these endings where it ends with everybody laughing at someone.
Okay, did you notice Luigi licks his mustache? Is this commonplace for mustache people?
I mean, it's bound to happen at some point.
I guess so, just out of habit. Oh, it feels weird to lick your mustache like that. Alright, Peach, before you go to sleep, let us know, who's your most valuable paisano?
Oh man, how do I pick?
Yeah, I liked a lot of people this episode.
Is it who did the most? Is it who had the best pun of them all?
That can be your ranking of them.
There were so many good puns in this episode. Chugga Conroy would be proud.
Okay.
Who do you think?
Honestly, I'd give it to Peach. Sorry, to Toadstool.
True. She did do a lot.
She did a lot. Toad didn't do too much besides give attitude. And Peach was like, Toad.
Toad was cute in this episode.
We do not have time. We do not. But also, I really liked Luigi in this episode. I liked how he was giving jokes. I think I'm gonna have to
give it to Luigi. He had his jokes. He was just really fun.
Okay. I'll give it to Princess Toadstool then.
Alright. I haven't been really paying attention to who we've been giving it to.
I actually have the list pulled up right now.
Ooh.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting.
Numbers for you.
I think once we finish the Super Mario Bros. 3 episodes, we're going to do a retrospective on the series where I think we've decided that we're going to rank them.
Yeah. We'll do a tier list.
Do like a tier list instead of like numbers. Yeah.
All right. Well, okay, so at the beginning, I was really facetious about a lot of my rankings.
We don't have to talk about it now.
Okay, but it definitely looks like you're leaning in one direction, and I'm surprisingly leaning in a different direction.
Interesting. Well, we'll have to see about it.
Interesting. Yeah.
Are we going to have a special guest in the next episode?
Yes, we should have a special guest. He's going to be visiting us from the House of Mario itself, from South Australia. That's right, it's
I feel like we're about to have a bunch of guests come.
True, Agnew, we are, because it's suddenly the end, and I'm like, shoot, everyone who wanted in, get in before it's too late.
Before you get to the hurricane that is Mario World.
Absolute typhoon of a show. And then we'll drag them back in for that one and go suffer alongside with us.
Oh my god. It's gonna be something.
Alright, Peach, where can people find you?
Well, currently... Oh, no. Well, I wish, but no. Currently, it is the middle of Inktober, so you can find me at peachsupremeart.tumblr.com, where I've been
This is the second time you've said
Dang it!
Tom.
Look, it's hard for me to hear myself talking, okay? These headphones are too good.
Okay.
Gotta raise my audio on this or something.
I
But
found
yes,
that if I lower mine, it's better.
I've been making an effort to do Inktober every day. I've been
Mhm.
so busy at work. It's just so. Anyway, where can we find you?
I'm at Delfino. Oh my goodness, you can hear the train again.
You're getting on a
Choo
train.
choo.
Where's the
I'm
train
getting on
taking
a
us?
train. It's taken me to delfinodurians.tumblr.com. And it's also taken this episode to be released on a Wednesday on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iTunes. It's already on iTunes with Apple Podcasts. Audible/Amazon. We're on Google Podcasts.
Fancy.
I don't know how we got on there. I was like, I'll go and add my show to it. And they go, well, first look yourself up, see if you're there. And I'm there. So I'm on most major podcast services now.
Very cool.
So fancy. So very good, very nice.
Who composed our outro song?
Yeah, it was Taylor Blair. You can find more of her music at tlair.bandcamp.com. That's T, the letter T, LAIRE.bandcamp.com.
Nice.
Yes.
I just really like the way I look in these headphones. I feel so fancy.
You feel like a gamer.
I do.
Well,
feel
sadly,
like
our audio listeners can't see you because this is an audio recording.
That's true.
So very sad.
And I'd rather not have people look at me.
Would you rather be a VTuber?
Oh god, that would take so much work.
It actually doesn't. Bryce DeWitt showed me how to do it, and honestly, the only thing stopping me from doing it is the fact that it's not the most Mac friendly right now. There are Mac friendly accounts that you can use with it, but it's hard to do streaming with it.
If I were
on
to
Mac.
do it, I want to like draw my own character, and it just seems like
Well, you can. There's something called the Vroid Studio Maker, and you don't draw your character, you like form it. It's I'm now selling everyone on VTubers. I'll send the Vroid Studio Maker to you. It's free, and you can make it.
Since getting my headset, I have been considering maybe trying to do a Let's Play again, although right now I'm busy with drawing stuff, so it's not on the table at the moment.
I think we're going to be busy with drawing stuff for all eternity at this rate.
Alright. You're just salty because I haven't finished the
Or the reanimated.
Oh god. So but I still haven't done today's Inktober.
Let's go and do that, shall we?
Yeah, perhaps.
Paisanis.
It's hopeless! All this junk! Frankly, Princess, I had no idea you were such a secret slob.
Look, you can't expect me to rule a kingdom and have time to take out the garbage, too.